theaters watching The Magnificent Seven. This movie follows the traditional Western formula, and I'm so happy they didn't tweak it. They didn't try to reinvent it. They didn't try to add something new or, do something off the wall. They stuck with the traditional cliche formula. It worked. I loved it. This movie had me on the edge of my seat. The cinematography was outstanding. The set pieces were gorgeous. I really like when movies go that extra mile, like when you see people's hands and see the dirt and stuff in there, and the sweat and the nasty teeth. It adds the realism of yeah, this is what early America looked like. Everybody did not shower regularly. They probably stunk like pigs. It's just how that worked.
The movie is very interesting. It's definitely an ensemble piece, where you have the 7 people in this ragtag group that's going against the evil bad guy. The most important part of this movie is those 7. They have to be well fleshed out, they have to be interesting, you have to be bought into them, and you have to really want them to succeed, and I feel this movie did that really well. Each of the characters was distinct enough. For the most part, you really wanted each one of them to succeed. There was one character that you didn't really get a whole lot of backstory on, so he was just kind of there. He wasn't a sore character. You didn't hate the guy.
Magnificent Seven is a remake of the 1960s film Magnificent Seven, which a lot of people don't know is a remake of Seven Samurai by Akira Kurosawa. I grew up on that film, and I enjoyed the 1960s film too, but I think this one captures the spirit of the original Akira Kurosawa film much better. I really like the story. I like the way the characters are integrated. I like how it's you're not really sure of each character's motivation. It kind of draws it out, and you kind of learn about it as you go instead of having it all right there out front.
The high points for me were the actors, all across the board, very, very good. Especially our villain, Mr. Sarsgaard himself, always can really pull off creepy, kind of skeevy, and did not disappoint. We also had Chris Pratt, probably, sort of more the modern star of the film. Definitely enjoyable, maybe a little bit too modern tinged for me. Denzel Washington is definitely the star of the movie, although it is an ensemble piece. He really brings his A game, and his A game is Oscar worthy. Always enjoy seeing Denzel Washington in the film. This is definitely, once again, no exception. Brings an emotional realism and emotional depth to it.
You got just what you needed to know about the characters to care about them, and then when they get into the fray, when the stuff's hitting the fan, fantastic job. The way the gunfights go. Yeah, the story is very simple. It's not like it's a complex story. You've got Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt, Ethan Hawke, great cast. And you know what? I'm gonna go there. They have everybody. You got the black guy, you got the white guy, you got the Asian guy, you got the Indian guy, you got the Mexican guy. You have an ensemble cast, and that's why I love movies that do that. When it's an ensemble, you kind of pick it, throw it in, go at it. There's a woman in there too, so boom.
The story's great. The acting was really well done. They did a really good job of capturing the grittiness of the era without modernizing it too much.
I will say that, I'm going to say his name wrong, but Vincent D'Onofrio, I believe his name is, did an amazing job. Every time I see him recently, he just does a better and better job of what he's doing. He's very, very good. His character was really interesting, and he did a really good job. Denzel Washington played just the typical part that you would expect him to play. He's kind of straight-laced, no surprises there. Ethan Hawke did a good job. He has kind of like a duo where it's him and one other character that kind of are together, and they did a good job with the relationship between them. It's very believable. Kind of the issues going on with his character are very interesting too. The ensemble itself really sells itself well. If you don't buy into the main characters, you don't buy into that ensemble, then you're not going to care about the movie. It's not going to matter.
My real only quibble with the film, we didn't have a lot of motivation from all of the characters as to why are they involving themselves on what is seemingly a giant suicide mission. We get more of that information as the movie continues, and certainly from Denzel Washington's character near the end. You can pretty much see where things are going. You can see what's going to come next most of the time. Normally, that's a criticism I have. Oh, I knew where it was going. But sometimes cliches are cliches for a reason because they're actually good, they're super effective. The movie was very effective at drawing you in, making you care about the people involved, and even the occasional surprise. I found myself, gasping on occasion at some of the stunt work.
The story is pretty basic. It's basically, there's bad guys, they did bad things, we need some good guys to help us get rid of the bad guys. It's been done a million times. But the good thing about this movie is with that storyline, you're building up. So from the moment the movie starts until the moment that the climax starts with the big fight, you're building anticipation for that point. And once that hits, I think that the payoff was well worth it. I think that the actual climactic fight and the end of the movie was well worth it. I feel that it was done well. It was done, I don't want to say realistically, but it was done to a point where you believed what was going on, and it was a good payoff.
My only complaint is some of the CGI backgrounds. You could really tell were CGI. Not all of them, but where it was really obvious. The story's great. It's about, it's a story of redemption, a story of being part of something greater than yourself. Overall, I really, really like this movie, and I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
All in all, I'm going to give the movie a 9 out of 10. I felt like it was a very effective retelling of a classic story, expertly crafted, very fine and polished. My only quibble is perhaps occasionally a little too bit of a modern flourish with the dialogue, and maybe a little too much CGI occasionally, just making you question whether you were really in that time and place. But very enjoyable time at the movies. Highly recommend it, as long as you don't mind watching people die.
So I'm going to give this movie an 8 out of 10. I enjoyed the movie. It's nothing fantastic. It's not an absolutely amazing. It's not the best Western I've ever seen, but it's a good movie. It's definitely worth seeing. If you saw the trailer and you were interested in the kind of the Western aspect or some of the characters that they showed, I definitely would suggest watching this movie. It's a good one.
I normally don't do this. I've done it a couple times. Movie's a 12. There's really no drag in story. Everything that slowed down, you had to have it slow down to understand a character's motive or why they're doing what they're doing or to know why they are the way they are. I don't think it's going to get any Oscars. It might. It's got graphicness to it. Not too graphic. You do get invested. There were several times when stuff was happening with, whether it be the townspeople, the children, the main heroes, even the bad guys. I'm like, edge of my seat. I even let out a yell during the movie when something happened and I didn't care. I've cheered in the movie. I wanted to do some clapping, but I didn't want to do that. Great movie. Love it. Recommend it. Go see it. If you like what we're doing, go on ahead and like this video. If you want to see more reviews like this, short films, unboxing videos, and other shenanigans, subscribe to this channel for that. Curious to know, what is your favorite Western movie? Any kind of Western movie. Black and white, color, remake, whatever. Put it down in the comment section below. I would love to know your thoughts and opinions on that. And even what you think of this movie as well. My favorite Western, Open Range. Well, besides this one, Magnificent Seven is my new favorite. But Open Range, Kevin Costner, Robert Duvall, fantastic. That's what a Western movie is when you watch it. Perfect. So go on ahead, do all that I've asked you for. Please, I'd really appreciate it. And remember, you heard it here at The Source.